We're just making a little quick fire in the backyard. We're gonna make some delicious Swedish coffee with traditional Swedish coffee cheese. Coffee cheese. A real like northern delicacy. I don't know the exact history, but the Sami people have their version and the Finnish people have their version, so it's probably from the north, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So once you get the fire going, you're gonna have to start getting the coffee ready. This is really good like tinder, but I don't know if this is actually that dry, so it might just be inefficient tinder, but we can save some of it for later. So the first thing we need is some clean water. I brought some from inside. So if you're outside and you can't get a hold of, if you didn't bring any water, you can always melt the snow and just make sure you get some clean snow, no yellow snow. And since it's only you and me here today, we might not actually boil this whole kettle full, maybe half. And then we just put the lid on. We'll put it in the fire. And it's important that you have like a designated stick for lifting the coffee pot. Now we just wait for the coffee water to start boiling. While we do that, we can cut up the cheese. So this is the cheese. So this cheese is, this particular one is a cow's milk cheese. I don't know what to compare it to. The closest thing internationally would be like halloumi. It's like a cheese that you have to grill almost. It's like kind of crumbly when it's cold, but when you heat it up, it becomes like pretty squeaky. This one doesn't taste much of anything really. It's like a really fresh cow's milk cheese. It's good. So what some people do is they cut cubes like this. Around that big, maybe a little bit smaller. And some people, they cut these like a lot thinner strips, something like this. And these will kind of melt more in your coffee than these will. And this is like the perfect thing to bring outside when you are ice fishing. I'm gonna cut some more cubes as well. And a piece like the piece we had here is probably enough for maybe 3 or 4 cups of coffee with cheese. Yeah, pretty much if you go far enough north in Sweden, this will be available to you. So I thought we could do 1 cup of each, one of the thin strips and one of the cubes, and we could look at the difference after and see which one we. Let's go check on our water. I can't see any steam rising from the tip of the coffee pot. This particular coffee pot has like a pair of flutes in the lid here, so that you can see the steam when the water starts boiling. It can't be far away. Now you can hear that it's started letting out a little bit of weird gargling noises from the spout where the water, you can see that the water is actually boiling. And now the steam's just pouring out of the flutes in the lid as well. So here we have like a half pot of really boiling hot water. We're just gonna go in with the coffee, and usually we don't really measure it that closely. We just go in with 1 handful, another handful, a little bit more. Something like that. A small mountain of coffee grounds in the coffee pot is what we're after. And this is like a special version of, this is not your regular, drip coffee or pour through. This is, in Sweden it's called kokkaffe, which is like coffee for boiling. It just means it's like a little bit coarser grind. If you were to do this anywhere else where you can't find it, it's closest to like a presso, you know, this French press style coffee. So a little bit coarser than your average brew. Don't put on the lid yet, because now we just want to see. This water is like still pretty freaking hot. All the coffee grounds sunk into it. We stirred it down. Now we're gonna bring it to a boil a couple of times. Since the water is already so hot, it's gonna be pretty much like a kettle inside. So it's gonna take us maybe I can see the edges starting to boil now inside the coffee pot.
I think there's too much steam actually, but maybe, yeah, no, you can see.
Now I can see it boiling. We're taking it off the heat, letting it cool down a little bit, sitting directly in the smoke. Not to be recommended. We're going back over the heat again, getting another rolling
Oh,
boil.
it's real fast.
Yep. And then we do one more for good luck, and that should be enough. Oh. And now all the like coffee granules are just floating around in this coffee and bubbling around. So what we do is we just let it sit for like a couple of minutes. We put the lid on so no insects fly in there. And then we put some cubes in this cup and some slices in this cup.
And now we wait.
Now we just wait. I don't know if I said it before, but this is the cow's milk version. There's also a sheep milk's version. No, a goat milk version, sorry. Which has more flavor, of course, because it's goat's milk. Well, I think we're ready to go.
Ooh.
You can just tap it a little bit against the bottom. It'll make all the, if there's any air bubbles on the coffee grounds, it will go to the surface and the coffee grounds will sink. This handle is like a lot thinner metal than the rest. Since it's so exposed, it cools down a lot quicker. So you just fill it up. It might be actually a little on the weak side, you can tell. Just from the color of it, it should be a little darker. That's the thing with like outdoors coffee though.
Yeah, that's kind of the...
It's like a new experience every time. Like to fill them up quite evenly. And you don't want to pour the last centimeter in the pot because that's gonna be all the coffee grounds. I'm gonna fill that one up a little bit more. And you don't want to make any like swift motions like I just did. Because then I could just see like a bunch of grounds going into the coffee cup. Then we just give them a stir. And I don't know if you can see it, but like usually there's some like oils from the cheese that go on top of the coffee, make like a oily film or like a...
See if we can catch it.
Want to have a look at the cheese now?
Yeah.
As you can see, this cheese...
Need that focus, man. Wow.
This cheese is already like
Yeah, it's
soft
really
and melty.
Also taking on a lot of the coffee color.
Yeah. And this cheese is a little bit more firm, but it's, I mean, it's still like super melty.
Is it good though?
Yeah, really good. It's like squeaky with a coffee flavor now. Real good. I'm gonna try some of the sliced cheese as well. That's just just depends on how slowly or quickly you want to drink your coffee. That one's gonna be like one big ball in like 15 seconds. This one is gonna stay in cubes for a little bit longer. You wanna enjoy a cup of coffee?
Yes, please. Jag sätter... Ja, sidorna.
I'd say with this cheese, the cheese takes on the coffee flavor more than the coffee takes on the cheese flavor.
I think I like it this way.
I don't know, maybe I do too. Like I just like that it's like a funky thing to do. This is the problem. Like usually you drink all the coffee and then you eat the cheese. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. But I like nibbling on the cheese, and if you slice it this thinly, it's gonna be real hard to get anything but all the cheese at once, because it kind of melts together. But the coffee cubes,
with the coffee,
granules.
picking out some coffee granules.
The coffee granules are the most expensive part of coffee, and you should be treating them with respect.
I am.
Well, anyway, that was a quick little video
Yeah.
for you guys on a Friday evening.
Yes, it's a Friday evening. It's good coffee though.
It's good coffee. It's a little bit on the weak side,
Yes.
but it was.
But I usually put milk in mine.
Yeah.
So this is good for me. A little bit of cheese.
It's not like a builder's coffee or it's like a regular guy's coffee.
Regular guy coffee. Yeah.
What are we gonna do next?
I'm not sure.
Me neither. I'm probably gonna do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see more things, hit that thumbs up, like button.
Yes. And hit the subscribe button as well.
And we're like super out of sunlight, so we're probably gonna say goodbye.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
I apologize for everything.